this is the food dye. So we've got dye which you can use for sponging for your stencils in those little pots. So I'm just going to do. Now this dye is for drawing out really, so I'm just going to do the head or something. That's just drawn out, so now what I'm doing is using a fine brush, and the brushes are all there. I've got my own brushes too which you can use. Oh, now before I do that, this is partly just for your interest really, because this is probably how the potters, early potters who were doing my Olicap or Team-Beige would work. So this is your blank tile, and the tiles are over there. I can show you in a minute, I'll tell you which colours they are. So you don't need to do this, by the way, it's already done, but I'm just showing you. This is cobalt and copper mixed together. This is gum arabic. And you mix it with by eye, really, it's not any. Now the gum arabic is used so that, it has two reasons to use it. One is that it makes the oxide a bit harder, so it's easier to handle after you've painted it. But mainly it's that it makes the oxide flow. Because if you put this oxide with just water and you touch the glazed surface, it will just dry up, it won't flow. The gum arabic makes the stroke. You can do a stroke with this gum arabic. So.
And is the gum arabic just a natural tree product?
You buy it, yeah. You buy it in powder form.
But what is it?
I think it's just from
like
a gum tree. Sap, yeah. I think it's been used for hundreds of years, thousands of years for this sort of thing. So I'm just mixing it really. So I'm going to use this. This is blue. I'm just doing this partly because I think it's important to explain the technique, so maybe you want to carry on after this session, have another go. So that's your colour. So now I'm going to, and you just mix it with water. And the great thing about this is that you mix the tiles up and they dry and they go sort of solid, and then all you do is dunk it in water and it breaks down again. So you haven't got to keep your colours in little bottles, you just keep them on tiles. You see a border tiles there. That's so just don't want it too thick. Now with the blue isn't too bad thick because that won't go metallic, but the green, if you paint it too thickly, unless you want it to go metallic, it will go metallic. So it doesn't. The blue doesn't, because it's a metal. The copper will go metallic. So you don't want it too thick. But the blue is fine. This is blue. You can paint this quite thick. If you want a blue. You see it's flowing, you see. It's flowing around, so you can do a brush stroke like that and it doesn't dry up.
You can just using your other hand as a brace?
Yeah, you can do that, yeah.
And when you say it'll go metallic, does that mean it loses its colour, or it just changes the
Yeah,
quality?
it'll go, instead of green, it'll go like metal colour, which is fine, you may like that.
If you want that.
If that's what you want, yeah. So this is I'm doing this very quickly. Now, wax, this is wax resistance. This is wax emulsion. You should paint.
And the paint is dry that quickly?
It's smudging a bit because I'm doing it too quickly really. I mean I would normally leave it a bit. So it's
for just what,
just
10
demonstration.
minutes or so?
Yeah, not very long, in fact even less than that. I don't actually mind it for smudging. I think it had to do it sometimes. And then, you'll see that this design is in that bowl over there, the hair bowl. It's exactly, I did it exactly like this. Now, next bit is the band. So this is wax, so that's going to stay white. Imagine that will stay white. Now I use quite an old brush to band, because you don't want to wear your brushes away too much. So this.
Is there already tin glaze on the tile, or is that?
Yeah,
you say it's white,
I forgot
is
to
that
mention
raw
actually,
tile?
all your tiles are dipped in glaze. I didn't bring a glaze. I thought there's no point in dipping them today because you then got to dry them out, and so I've dipped them for you. So all your tiles are
And fired?
fired once. So
Before you glaze them?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So biscuit fired. Yes. And there's a code on here to exclude, because some of you may have done solid blue, and solid blue is SB. If you've got an SB on the back, it means solid blue, which means that you know that that's the one that you did in solid blue. All that will happen there is the blue will go slightly lighter. It'd be very nice actually, because it's under the glaze, it will go lighter, and then you can paint darker blue over the top. That's so now. You see what's happening? It's resisting, and the nice thing is it doesn't resist completely. It leaves a sort of, it leaves some. Now that I would normally leave that wax probably a bit longer. It's resisted. It hasn't resisted as much as I probably like it to, but it's giving you an idea. I mean, you probably need to leave it. If you're going to do any wax, it might be worth doing some first thing so that you can then leave it to dry slightly, and then it will resist better. Now I'm just doing some strokes like that, which again goes over the wax. And then our favourite turning stroke, which is, and then on the corners we can.
That's assuming you haven't done a frame previously.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even if you have, that will just make it darker, won't it, where the frame is?
Yeah, this would be blue.
Yeah, but what you can still see this if you bring it over the frame, can't you?
Oh yeah. You'll still see it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you might need to. Do you mean the tiles that you've done a frame round? Yeah. They EB, edge blue. Yes. If you've got EB on yours, it's the edge. You've done the edge blue. So you'll have to remember it a bit because obviously you can't see it. I mean, but I can probably tell you where what it's because it's about that. I think it was about a centimetre thick or something, wasn't it?
Something like that.
I wouldn't worry too much because the thing is, you're not trying to be the tiles. I mean, that isn't a perfect tile, but I like it. It's got smudges slightly, and
They're not supposed to be perfect.
no.
No.
It's good, isn't it?
No, it's a cosmic reason. Only God makes things that are perfect.
That's
So
right.
they are not supposed to be perfect, and even in rug making, if you look really carefully in designs, there's always a flaw
There's a flaw.
made there.
And a funny thing, I've got a story there because I did a plate for a Jewish plate, Seder
plate.
Seder plate for somebody, and one of the letters was very, very similar to another one. I don't know which one, and I did it slightly wrong, and they noticed it. But she said, "Doesn't matter." She said, "Because I'd like it to have one imperfection, because only God is perfect." So yeah, this is exactly what you were saying, which got me off the hook because I had to do the order again. So anyway, that's that. I'm going to do one more. All I'm going to do is
So does this wax
demonstrate.
burn off in the kiln then?
Yeah,
Right.
that goes white.
Right.
So I'm just going to show you.
And you
This is
don't, because it's flat, you don't have to clean off the wax resist. You don't have to clean the color off.
No, you don't need to clean it off. No, it just stays. But as I say, I would leave it a bit longer to dry the wax than I did. Now this is. Don't get too confused by the fact that this is actually lustre painting. This is light lustre painting, and you're painting on a shiny surface with a paste. This is clay and vinegar.
Is that really a design showing through?
Yeah, this is just a test tile. All this is for, and I just want you to, if you want to do it, this is about practicing your brush strokes, that's all it is. If you want to do brush strokes, I don't know how many of you have got stencils, or, you know, if you want to do brush strokes, I was going to do that. At the moment, this doesn't matter what's happening here because this will all be washed off. You see, it's just a. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to base it on this sort of design here. I mean, very roughly. I'm going to start from. This is just practicing the strokes. Water. This has got vinegar with it, which makes it a bit thicker.
So you actually
You want it quite runny. Yeah, you want it quite runny, so you can get that sort of straight. And then I'm just going to attempt to do these, because these are all. This is how. Oops. This is how that's done. This is how it's done. It's probably a round brush, I imagine, and so.
Would we have a red or an orange colour?
Yes, I'm going to explain the colours in a minute. I've got a red for you. So that's the probably how they did it. Then you've got the leaves, which are you can test the brush. This is a way of testing your brush strokes, and it doesn't matter that you go wrong because you can just wash it off. It's only clay. You just wash it off. So I don't know how many of you want to do brush strokes. I know one lady. Who is it who's trying the turning stroke? These here are. So these, if I can have that over here, I'll show you them. Sorry, what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah has been practicing turning strokes,
Nice, right.
which of course you see that although that isn't, it may not be the same shape as, but it's very similar. But the white shape's very nice, and so you're thinking about the white shape that you've left behind. So what you could do, Sarah, is do a bit of practice on shiny tile. Just practice your turning strokes a bit, just to get your hand loose, and then of course you've got to take your courage in hand and do it on the actual tile. But even these are nice. I mean, see the white. If you let your eye look at the white shape, I like that. And these are nice too. So that's got a lot of mileage really. So you've been doing that. Now, has anybody not done anything and not feel stuck, or does everybody know mainly what they're going to do? And then I can help you and make it possible, hopefully. Tile, right, colours. That's important. Right, colours.
No, it's going to be very amateur.
I've only got two of each colour, 2 tiles of each colour, so you just have to borrow them when you want them. But you've got this, I've put black on. This is black. Now that's very similar to green, isn't it? So you've got to remember, it's slightly different. Well, I know the colour because I've been using it for so long. That's black.
So it's
Believe
black
it or
on
not.
white. Black on the white tile.
Black on
and
the
then
white tile.
green.
Green is the green on that bowl I showed you over there, the frog. Blue, that's blue, and that's blue, so I've mixed another blue up. That's blue. And then we've got red. That's red. Now with these, you just use water. So all you need is little pots like this, which are here. Now these sponges are for if you've got a stencil that you cut out, you may want to just sponge through the stencil. You might just use a clean brush. I mean, you could just use a dry brush, but use the dye.
Oh.
There's dye here. The dye is so that you can do your working out, and it doesn't matter if it goes wrong because it will burn away.
So you put in the dye in the water there for sponging?
For sponging.
Right.
I didn't want to make it. The thing about the dye, it will stain your. Oh yeah, it washes off obviously in the end, but it will stain your fingers pink. That's why my fingers are always pink. So just if you hold the sponge at the end, you won't stain it.
And did you just use? Can you use just one thing of water for all the different colours, or should you have different?
Yeah, it's a good
different
question.
colours?
It doesn't matter to just wash it roughly for these colours, but for the red, you need to use clean water because the red's is less powerful as a colour. So, any questions? There's quite a lot. The other thing I was going to say is if you wanted to go up and see the tiles in the museum, we could do that, but I mean, it's up to you, because it's obviously going to take up time. But you probably already. So, any questions?
Do you have a number of those practice tiles?
Yeah.
Okay. Right on the end there.
This one each, definitely. Just over there. Yeah. If there's too many with clay on, just wash the clay off and use the tile. These tiles, as I say, you can take this to the sink and just wash it off. So your turning stroke, which is an inch brush. Which brush were you using? No, which were you using?
3/8. I didn't realise it was. That's why they came out smaller. I've just picked up a wider one because I knew that was.
Yeah.
Oh, this is an inch. It's a 1. Is that an inch?
It looks like about 3/4.
Oh, it might be 3/4.
Yeah,
3/4
it's
is a good. This is 3/4. That's 3/4. So you can just come from the edge, just practice your turning strokes.
And those are all.
The way to do it is flat,
Green?
and then.
That's the green colour.
No, it's just the clay.
Oh, it's just the green.
It's the clay. The clay is just for practicing. It's not. It doesn't do anything. And some people. There was a lady called Janet who comes to Yarnton. She often does this turning stroke, and then she'll do a dot there. I think she went a bit mad with the dots, and her mother said you must stop doing dots, but she said actually they're quite effective.
Yeah. Well, you can use lines of them in different colours.
Yeah.
In concentric circles, and they look fabulous.
And then you can practice with this stroke, and you can do. There's a lot of strokes you can do with this. That's a dagger stroke. But I only recently thought, well, this is a good way of practicing strokes because you just wash it off. As long as it's dry, you've got to dry it obviously after you've washed it off. So I think the thing to do is just to get started and see how you get on. Dye brush.
Yeah, that's a dye brush.
Yes. So, first we need the circle. Sort of in the middle. And then you want a middle.
Looks very simple.
Now that is actually, strangely, I think it's about 19. If you count them, I think there's 19. But I wouldn't do that. I would do them in fours. So I would do it 16. Right. So.
Is the 19 an old one?
Well, yeah. I don't know why it's 19. I mean, that's how they've done it. So I think it's easier done in. Because you can start with 4, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, then you do one in the middle, then you do one in the middle of that. So, right, using this dye here, this paint here. First of all, you want. You need to find a brush really. But anyway, so now you start.
It's a helicopter.
Yeah. In fact, you don't have to do. I think you might just do 8. That's quite nice, isn't it? This is how they did it, though. Probably with a brush like this. Oops. You're pressing down first and then bring the brush off. That's not perfect. I'd have to do it a few times to get it. That's how they did it. Then they've got a little flick, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which you could just do as a dot. Just a dot around there.
Have you got any more? So,
Yes.
blue.
Is someone using the blue? Oh, the blue.
Hopefully this is...
Grab a spare shiny one. There's one. And just put the colour on it. Use one of your glaze time. Bring it over to